Hello, today I'm going to try and do a session from the comfort of a sofa or an armchair. What I'd say about this is if you've got an armchair or a sofa, just make sure ideally that it's leaning against a wall so it's not going to be on the move. Alternatively, you could use a chair, but again what I'd say is it's got to be quite a sturdy chair. And again, it's got to be against the wall so you're not on the move. Don't want you to be doing splits or anything like that in this session. Quite challenging, depending on the type of sofa you've got, it could be even more challenging. If it's a soft sofa like mine, there'll be a lot more instability, which is a little bit like using a balance ball, so you might be a little bit wobbly, but hey, that helps with the exercises and that helps fire up the muscles. Right, so we'll start. So as you can see, I'm sitting fairly upright, legs, knees bent, feet hip distance apart. And we'll just start with some warm-ups. I think we're just going to start from the feet and work our way up. So setting off nice and gently, and we're going to just come onto the balls of the feet and then roll them down onto the heels and bring the toes off the mat. So just rolling the feet. I'm going to try and do a series of 6. So it's a sofa series of 6. A little bit of alliteration going there. Could even add Suzanne's series of 6 on the sofa. I'll shut up now, shall I? Just do a couple more of these and then just placing the feet flat on the mat, and we're going to bring the heels together. And this time, I don't know if you can see, we're just going to take the heels farther apart and step out wide and wide and wide, bringing the feet in. Just excuse me. There we go. And we'll do that one more time. So although you're focusing on the feet here, you may well be aware of the rotation. This gets going in the hip joints, internal and external rotation. Just bring that back in and then just taking the feet back out again to hip distance apart. And we'll just do a little bit for the hips now, where we're just going to place the hands on the knees and we're just going to tilt that pelvis forward, dip the chin, sort of slump back, not right back into the chair, and then just bring ourselves back up, nice straight back, dipping down. As we're doing this, you want to put your hands into your pelvic area. You can feel the pelvis actually tilting forwards as we go back, and tilting the opposite way as we come up. Right, we'll just do one more of these, just loosening up at the moment. The sort of things you could actually be doing while you're watching TV. And hands now, we'll just take them across the chest, and we're just going to do some waist twists. So twist into the side, but we're keeping our hips facing front, just either side. Just be aware that if the hips are stable, the knees won't move. If you're taking your hips with you, what you'll find is your knees will slide and one will come forward of the other like that. Otherwise the knees won't move. And then back to the front. So we've done some side twists. We'll now just take the hands behind the head and we'll do some waist twists. So we're just going to do some lateral flexion here of the spine. Again, sitting upright, and we're just stretching from side to side, just mobilising at this stage. We'll try about 6 of these. I reckon we've done 5 on each side, so one more on each side. And dropping the arms and just thinking about the neck now. Forehead and chin in line. And we're just going to tilt the head onto one side, and if we want we can hold it there. Just feeling that lovely stretch going down the neck, keeping that shoulder nice and soft and relaxed. And back up, and we'll take that stretch the other way. And back up, chin to chest, and just hold that head down a couple of seconds while we feel that stretch down the spine, cervical spine. And back up, and we're good to go. Right. So the first thing we're going to do is set off nice and gently. Oh, I should say there might be some comedy moments in this, because there is something I'm trying which it defeats me. I can't do, but I'm not going to give up, and I'm not going to miss it out just because I can't do it. Depends on the day whether I can do it or not, but it is a challenge. It's probably something you'll want to carry on doing while you're watching telly. You just think, I've got to try and do this. I've got to do this. Anyway, that's to look forward to. So we take one leg out. Bent leg, we're just going to tap it down in front and bring it in to start with. We're just going to do 6 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and leave it out now. And we're just going to do 6 straight leg raises. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now leaving that leg out, we're just going to roll down it, stretching that hamstring, stretching behind the knee, and a little bit of a calf stretch as well. 2, 3, 4. Just making sure when we go down that this leg doesn't splay out. 5 and 6. Staying on the same leg now, we're going to do similar, but we're going out at a 45-degree angle. So set up nice and straight, and we're just tapping out and bringing the leg back in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this time, straight leg raises at 45 degrees. 2, 3, don't beat yourself up if your leg's not straight. 4, 5, 6. Placing that down, and now we're going to slide down that leg, and this time we're going to bring the other arm over the head and up. Again. 3. Might get a little bit further each time you go. 4, 5. If you can hear creaking, I promise you it's not me, it's the leather settee. Honest. 6. Leg comes in, and we'll do the same on the other side. So 1, 2, tapping out. 3, 4, 5, 6, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bringing that in, and we're now going to tap out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now straight leg raises, 45 degrees. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Leaving that leg there and sliding down the shin and back up. 2. See, Barney's not impressed with this. I don't know whether Barney, the old Labrador, is in shot. He's fallen asleep. 4, 5, And now we're going to do, this is the one where I'm quite challenged as we build this up. So we're going to set off first of all, I think as we get older, when we rise from sitting, and I do it without thinking, you sort of use your hands and you help yourself get up and you push yourself up. What we're going to do here, we're going to try a few raises without using the hands at all, and we're going to progress that. If your settee's below settee, it's harder. If you're on a higher chair, not quite as challenging, and this is the moment which I might make a bit of a fool of myself as we progress into this, but hey ho, we'll see how it goes. So for the first set, all we're going to do, we're going to have the legs bent at 90 degrees, hip distance apart, and we're just going to take the arms out in front. We're not using the arms to drive ourselves up, we're just going to flow, bottom comes off, oops, and we're just going to come up and down. And what we're trying to do here is make it a nice flowing movement. Hardest bits are at the bottom end of the movement where you might feel you want to fall back. That's what we're trying to avoid. And pushing that bottom out and gently just kissing the sofa with the butt cheeks if we can. And I've lost count. I think that's about 5. We'll do one more, 6. Now I'm going to carry on, but we're going to just add something onto this. This is where it gets comedic. Foot, 1 foot, balance comes into it, 1 foot is off the mat, and now we're going to sit down with grace, poise and dignity, just using 1 leg. And then coming up again, using both legs, taking the opposite leg or foot off the mat and coming down. Up with both feet, foot off and down. Up with both feet and down. We'll do 1 more on each leg like that. Off and down. There is a little bit of balance involved, but an awful lot of core stability. Trying to smoothly come down. Right, here is where it gets fun. You may find me just fall back onto the settee while I'm trying this. We're now going to take 1 leg off the mat and we're going to try, and stand up. And with the foot still off the mat, we're now going to try and sit down. Not showing myself up yet. And we'll do that with the other foot. You might find you're able to do it perfectly well on one side and not the other. So here goes. Not the best flow in the world, but it's 1 on each leg. I'm going to go for 3 on each leg, which is 6 in total, because I did say sets of 6. And down we go. And down. And I reckon 1 more on each. Whoops, little bit of a shuffle there. And down. And 1 last one. Here we go. Whoop. I'm quite pleased with that. A lot harder than what it looks, and it's something, if you're thinking, I can't do this, it's something you can start thinking about when you're watching telly and you think, I'm just going to see if I can do it. And it does come, it's something worth sticking at, and it's something you can do without any kind of preparation, getting your mat out or anything, just sat there watching telly. Okay, right, so we're back, sat on the chair now, and we're just going to do some little crisscrosses. So nice and upright, and we're just taking opposite elbow to knee, raising. Again, we're going to do sets of 6, so that's 2 on each leg, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6. I'm going to progress this now. I'm going to go for a straight leg. 2, 3, 3, 4. Again, don't beat yourself up if your leg's not dead straight. 5, 5, 6, 6. And drop those arms. So I'm now going to come on to, thinking about the arms, we're going to slide ourselves off the chair, and we're just going to place our hands down on the seat of the chair, and this is where we're going to do some tricep dips. So legs are bent. What we're trying to do here is the elbows go back. They don't come out to the side, they go back. As if we're trying to draw the shoulder blades together and pull the elbows together. And the bottom stays fairly close to the edge of the sofa. I'm trying to get the bottom down almost to the floor. Doesn't matter if it won't go. So let's have a go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As ever, we're going to add on. So, as we come down, we're going to straighten out one leg and bring it up. Straighten out one leg. That's 2 on each leg. 3, 3. Again, apologies for the creaking leather. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6. And Barney's woken up and he's wondering what I'm doing. 6. And just sliding themselves back on. And now we're just going to come up to standing. And we're going to go side on to the chair or the sofa. And we're just going to put one leg on the sofa, nice and straight, knees pointed to the front. And just hands on the hips, and all we're going to try and do from here is just raise that leg and tap down. This is where it's more difficult if you've got a higher chair. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to bend that leg. We're going to align the foot, and from here we're just going to do over, sliding that arm down to the foot and back up. So a little bit easier this than doing it fully on the floor, but we're still getting this stretch. I see I've beheaded myself, which is probably no bad thing. Hair's a mess. On 2 counts really. Haven't plucked up the courage to dye it myself, and it hasn't been washed for 5 days, so not a bad shot this really, without the head. I think we've done about 6 there, and now Staying in that position with the leg bent, going to take the arms up and I'm just going to do some little pulses here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And quickly turn around. Sorry, just getting a back shot of me now. So starting off with the little pulled leg raises, straight leg raise. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bending that knee. And then we're just coming over. Again, you have a little bit of instability with this, depending on how soft and luxurious your settee is. 4, 5, and stay over here. Bring the other arm to meet it, and just some little pulses. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and back up. Arms come down. Right, what have we got next? Oh, got some press ups. Right, here we go for press ups. Right, so a little bit easier because we're not fully on the floor, and we're going to do some wide press ups first. So hands. Now you can either be kneeling down, or if you want, you can try full press ups. I'm going to kneel down, but I'm going to have, my bottom's not going to be in the air. And we're just going to do 6. So bringing the chest down and back up. Trying to get the forehead onto the chair. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to try another set, and this time we're going to do a narrow armed press ups or dips. Now I'm going to, you can either stay in this position, which is really challenging, or if you want, you can bring your knees in a bit, so you can almost as if you're praying. So, and the idea here is to keep those wings in. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and standing up. Now we're going to do a static lunge. So whichever foot you want to go with first, we'll put that on the chair. Again, a little bit of instability here because we're wobbling, which is good. And first of all we're going to do from here, we're just going to bend and straighten that back leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, we're on the ball of the foot with the back leg. 6, and now after 6 we're just going to drop the heel of the back leg, nice and straight back leg, front leg still bent, bones on the move, apologies for that, and then we're going to raise those arms and we're just going to pivot forwards from the hips and back up. So it's really as if we're trying to stretch out those arms to the back of the chair or sofa, keeping that front leg bent. I think that's 4, we'll call it 4, 5, and another one, 6, and swap over. So to set off with, we're on the ball of the back foot, it's straight, front leg's bent, and we're just going to drop and raise, drop and raise. 3, 4, I'm wobbling. So much more difficult when you're not on a solid surface. Arms up, and we're going forward, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel I'm wobbling all over the place doing this. 6, and back up. I'm going to do some bridges. This is fun. Hope I'm still in shot for this. So we're going to bring our bottom as close as we can to the chair. I'm just going to shift in a little bit, and then we're going to bend our knees, and we're going to place the hands down, and we're just going to do we do these usually on the mat, but really good this for getting the blood to your head. It's like an inverted posture, and then from up here we're just going to do a bridge where we're dropping the bottom if we can to the mat, and then we're just pushing back up. So do 6 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 6th one we're going to stay up in that bridge. 6. I'm going to raise one leg, and all we're going to do is just stretch that out and raise again. 2, keeping that bridge nice and high. 3, and nice and stable hips. 4, 5, 6, and bring that in. And we'll do the same with the other leg. 1, 2, nice stable hips. 3, 4, 5, 6, and now just bring both feet onto the chair and just lower that bottom. Just one more set of bridges. We're going back up, and now we're just putting one ankle across one knee, and we're trying to get this knee of the bent leg nice and wide if we can, and from here we're now dropping. You may not be able to drop because of depending how much flexibility you have in your hips, you may not be able to drop right to the mat, doesn't matter, and now we're pushing back up, and you've guessed it, we're doing 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that foot comes down, swap over the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was going to say relax, but we've just got one more exercise to do. So I'm just moving. I seem to have been on the move a little bit there. I'm just readjusting so my bottom's quite close to the chair. And I'm just bringing a leg again across, arms, and we're just going to do a set of 6 sit-ups, opposite elbow to knee. 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we'll just leave it there until 6, another 6 I think, 3, 4, 5, 6, and swapping over, 6 full ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and staying up this time for some little pulses, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just to finish off, just a set where we're just coming up and we're just trying to hold, not grab our knees, but we're just trying to hold on to our knees here. Really drawing that navel in and really pressing that back into the mat. And just hold that. And release. And this time we'll just come up with the head. And just some little pulses here now to finish off with. 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and slide back down. And that's it, folks, for today's session. And as I say, not much preparation, don't really have to clear the decks, it's stuff you can do while you're watching telly if there's not a particularly good programme on. Okay, so hope you enjoyed that and hope to see you again soon.